guys, happy Friday. This is Shana from the Trade Exchange, and we've had a very tumultuous week, especially with today's news, but we'll get all into that later. I want to first start off with a couple interesting stocks we saw this week, so let's take a look at these. Well, the holiday season is finally upon us and shopping season is officially here. So what better sector to talk about than retailers? Retailers across the board saw gains this week that they have not seen in a very long time. Take a look at the XRT. This is the retailer ETF. Now it posted gains this week that it has not seen since October of 2011. Taking a look at some of the stocks that make up this sector, take a look at L Brands. Take a look at Williams-Sonoma. Also take a look at Macy's. All three of these posted gains of over 10%. In fact, Macy's said that they plan on hiring 7,000 more workers in anticipation of the volume of shoppers they expect for the holiday season. And this is after they said they had such high traffic volume following Black Friday. So very good news for retailers. Is this the turnaround that they finally needed? A lot to be seen, and we will find out as the holiday season continues. So taking a look at crude oil, now the U.S. is still continuing to increase their output. We got the total rig count is up 6 at 929, and the oil rig count is up 2 at 749. Now oil is actually down for the week. It's down 1.1%, and that's despite a very positive meeting yesterday in Vienna with 14 OPEC members, as well as 9 oil-producing nations and Russia. So 24 countries got together yesterday, and they all agreed to continue these production cuts until December 2018. So it's positive news. It cuts down about 1.8 million barrels per day. And on top of that, they also, President of OPEC, Khalid al-Falhi, is also getting a lot of tips of the hat because he got Nigeria and Libya to also agree to production output cuts. And this is very interesting because they have always been exempt from this deal. So a lot of positive news coming out from that. Now, Russia did say they are not going to be bound by this agreement if the U.S. continues to increase their output. So there is a slight wiggle room come the June OPEC meeting for Russia and some other nations based on market conditions that they could pull out of the agreement. But as of right now, production cuts have been extended. Again, oil is still down for the week 1.1%. And taking a look at our indices, the Dow closed up this week 2.86%, closing out 24,231. S&P's closed up 1.5%, closing out 2642. The Nasdaq closed down 0.6% this week, closing out 6847. And gold closed out down 0.38%, closing out at 1283.10. And the VIX, we did see a bit of volatility in the VIX today, but it did close out at 11.43. Now today was an interesting day, both in the political landscape and in the markets. It started with reports that Michael Flynn is prepared to testify against President Trump as part of the investigation into the Russian involvement during the presidential election. So with that, we saw futures spiking to the lows. We saw the euro spiking to the highs. The US 10-year was going to the lows. So a lot of volatility going on with the VIX at that time. Now a lot of these market losses were recuperated later in the day as the shift then moved on to tax reform. Senator Mitch McConnell came out today saying that Republicans do indeed have the 50 votes needed to pass the tax reform bill. So very big news on both fronts. Very interesting day today. I want to thank you all for joining us this week, and I look forward to joining you next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Good night.